So as I promised last week, this week I have a little bit of a different kind of video for you guys. I'm going to start a series that I'm calling Everything is Business, and basically what it's going to be, it's me talking about more specific kind of businesses. This week I have restaurants. So why did I choose restaurants? I feel like it's something that a lot of people can identify with or relate to because, you know, you're either going out to eat a lot or you've worked in the restaurant industry, and it's just a business that, you know, everybody is pretty familiar with. But you don't have to be a restaurant owner to be watching this video. A lot of the things I'm going to be talking about, you might just find to be cool facts. They're all relevant to businesses in general and great information for you to know for any kind of business, for life. Like I said, random facts, however you want to see it, or if you want to just watch this for entertainment. Either way, hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's get started. So I ended up going to Pliables, just got a smoothie. I wanted to make it at a restaurant, sit down, talk about, you know, restaurants. This is technically still considered a restaurant, but actually it's a good point that I want to make. I was just driving around. I wanted to find something close to my apartment. So I started driving around and see, you know, what if there's a place that I can see, a new place that I could find that I could go in. I didn't really find anything attractive, and I chose Pliables because I already know Pliables. They have a strong branding. I know that I'm not going to be disappointed if I go get something in there. So that's a great point to start off with. If you're a business and you want walking traffic, you have to have something that's going to catch their attention when you're passing by, walking by, driving by, and you have to consider both walk-ins, drive-ins, right? So a lot of people are driving, so you have to put something that people can look at going 25 miles an hour. If you're on a highway, your sign needs to be something that catches their attention when somebody's driving 50 miles an hour, right? So that straight off the bat, again, this is for restaurants, but not really. This is for any kind of business. If you want walk-ins, now I can understand you may want to say, you know, I don't like walk-ins or I don't want walk-ins, and that's okay. That's a thing. You know, there's people that don't rely on walk-ins. You don't have to rely on walk-ins in order to have business, right? There's multiple businesses that actually having walk-ins would be counterintuitive or counterproductive, would have a negative effect because you have such a strong branding, you're getting contracts outside. So walk-ins may just be a waste of time for whoever's in the front desk or whatever it is, or to talk to a salesperson. That's okay. But if you do want walk-ins, if you do want people to notice you walking by, driving by, the first thing you have to do is actually have something that's going to catch their attention, and you have to take into consideration who's, you know, what kind of traffic you have. You know, do you have people that are just walking? Do you have people that are driving 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour? Take that into consideration. Now that's, you know, first point, and that's why I actually chose Pliables, because, you know, I know them. So in this case, I chose them because of the branding, since there was nothing else that caught my attention. Next, the reason why I chose restaurants, okay? 1 out of 3 Americans either work or have worked or will work in the restaurant industry at some point in their lives, right? That's just a random fact. Americans consume 33% of their household income on housing, 15% on transportation, and 13% on food. So no matter who you are, you're spending money on food. 45% of people dine out. So even if you're not spending on just groceries, you know, 45% of people, if you're not one of them, 45% of people the other basically are spending it on eating out. I myself, for example, I think I have cooked once in the past 6 months in my house. I used to meal prep before that, and then I started buying meal prep. And then now I just go out to restaurants for lunch, dinner, and everything pretty much. And then if I want to go out on the weekend, I go out to dinner. So I'm one of those 45% of people. If anything, I'll probably make up a lot of that percentage. Anyway, so those are just some random facts on the consumer side. Now we're gonna go over the actual restaurant side, right? And this is the cool fact. If you own a restaurant, this section, if you own a restaurant, honestly, this is pure gold. And if you don't, if you know a person that owns a restaurant, you should send this part to them or talk to them about this part and then refer them to the video. 40% of people that go to a restaurant, even if they like the food a lot, 40% of the people that visit a restaurant once will come back a second time. That means that 60% of them are not coming back, even if they like the food. Now listen to this. Out of those 40% that come back, if they come back a second time and they like the food again and they like everything, there is a 79% chance that they're going to come back a third time, right? Now these studies, this is I think from like 2019 studies on restaurants from a university. That's very similar to a lot of other businesses, that 70% never come back to use the same service on most businesses. But anyway, we're gonna stay on track with restaurants. So think about that. If you get somebody to come into your door, 40% of those people are gonna come back. So 60 are not coming back. If they do come back, 42 will come back a third time. So there's not much difference between the first time and the second time. But if you actually get them to come a third time, there's a 79% chance that they're gonna come back. And now, basically what that means is that it took pretty much an average of 3 times of somebody visiting that restaurant to acquire a loyal customer. That means it takes you 3 times to win a customer over. And that's really important because a lot of people don't realize that, especially in the restaurant industry. They think, you know, we have good food, we have decent service, we're done. No, 92% of the best performance restaurants have 2 things in place, right? 92% have either mobile ordering and or loyalty programs. So what does that mean? Number one, that they're making it easy for you to order, right? Which that results in a lot of first-time customers. So if you see it on an app, you see it on a mobile order, you see it somewhere that it's easy, you could just order online, you're more likely to order for the first time. And then now if you have a loyalty program, you're more likely to get them a second time and a third time. And after the third time, you have most likely your customers already won, right? But it takes that. And think about it, that's 92% of the top restaurants in the United States. Those are the things you have to do, right? Now, you know, I don't know if you're already bored from this video, but listen, if you have a business, if you want to start a business, a lot of these things are key, right? So today we talked about restaurants. Honestly, it's not only about restaurants. This applies to like pretty much any kind of business, right? The numbers might be slightly different, but the takeaways from today is, number one, if you want walk-ins, if walk-ins are part of your business, or if you want it to be a part of your business, make sure that signage is strong, that is visible. Take into consideration who's outside of your business, who's looking, how fast they're going, whether they're walking, running, whatever they're doing, take that into consideration. If you're on a highway, that's why billboards work, because a billboard is something that you're gonna see right away, even if you're driving 70 miles an hour. So take that into consideration. Number two, once you get them in the door, they're not your customers yet. 60% of those people, even if they like the service, they're not gonna come back. 60 to 70 actually, when it comes to most businesses. They'll use your business once and they won't come back. So if you wanna bring customers in, number one, like I said, catch their attention with the signage. Number two, make it easy for them to order. Mobile orders, if you have any other kind of business, online orders, anything that they can see, you know, be seamless online, it's gonna really help a lot. And a loyalty program, right? This can look very different for different kind of businesses. You know, if you have a restaurant, you know, it's a lot easier. People have punch cards, people have, you know, there's so many apps now that you can just have, you know, a loyalty program and scan it every time they go in. Anything, honestly, helps. And if you have a different kind of business, best thing you could do is, you know, email list, collect emails, so then you can offer different services or give them discounts for, you know, second time, third time. And remember, after the third time, you most likely have a customer, you know, won. Hopefully you found this video interesting and some insights to help you on whatever it is that you're doing. I find a lot of these things interesting. And again, please let me know. I do want to keep doing some of these. I want to make them a little bit more. I wanted to, you know, be inside the restaurant. I don't know if it was going to make a difference, but scenery was going to be a little different at least. If you want me to talk about a specific business, comment below, let me know, and I'll make the video. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.